What's going on, everyone? It's been a while since the last stream, but we got some huge news. I was planning on making a video, but then there was just so much that came out, so I felt like doing a stream because I felt like that would be the best way to talk to you guys about it. Um, so whoever's in here, comment in the chat. Let me know who's in here. It's been a little while since I've done the last stream, so I'm happy to be back. And get excited to talk to you guys. What's going on, Rodney? You were the one who requested this also. Here we go. Yeah, you guys did. Sammy Blay is good, but Buchnevich is a really, really good player. So, that's a good trade for you guys. Yeah, congrats on that one, Rodney Hale. So Rodney, what do you want to talk about, buddy? There was a crazy trade with Vancouver and Arizona. I don't know what Arizona is thinking. To be quite honest with you, I'm not sure what their thought process is when they're, making deals, but it is what it is. They got a pretty good draft pick, and most of those contracts will be off the books by next season, so that's pretty good. But let me know what you want to go over in this video. The draft is going to start soon. It's tonight, obviously. It's over the course of the weekend, so that's obviously exciting. So they wanted to get rid of Larson's contract. Yeah, I know, but they still retained 12%, which, it was a bad, move, even straight up without retaining salary. But, then when they retained it, it was just even worse. But the draft starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, so we're getting there. We're getting close. I really like Garland, though. I think it was a great trade. And I think Ekman Larson makes close to 9 million. It's between 8 and 9 million. So big contract. 12% of that is, it's a pretty good amount. So that's very, very interesting. It's about $1 million, close to $1 million. Yeah, that was actually something that I was I wanted to make a video on. I still might do it. But I think realistically right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think one of them might go. I just can't see it right now. I mean, those guys aren't gonna be willing to take a couple million. They're 25, 20 to $30 million players. They're not gonna take. I can't see them taking less than, even if they take 15 million. Like, the Lakers just don't have, enough money to do that. So it's interesting that the rumor came out, but I think it's a lot of it is right now is going to be clickbait. They're just trying to get rumors out there that's, kind of dead to time right now in the NBA. It's going to start to pick up in 3-4 days. Yeah, DeRozan did, but Lowry said he wants to continue to make money. He wants to continue to build, generational wealth. That's something that he's talked about a lot. So maybe DeRozan goes on a cheap deal, and cheap being still probably about 15 to 20 million. It's we're gonna get some fire going in the next 3, 4, 5 days as we get closer to Thursday's draft, which is for the Raptors. It's very, very interesting because apparently they want to maybe move back. So that's all interesting. But yeah. But I appreciate you, Ronnie, for being in here. I know you're one of the best supporters of the channel, so I really appreciate that from you. And continue to show your support. I really appreciate it. In the end, though, Rodney, who do you think the Raptors go with that for? Do you think they trade back to go with Barnes, or do you think they take whoever's left of Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, and Evan Mobley? Watch the Blues get Hamilton and Tarasenko and Landeskog. I don't know. I think one is a possibility. I can't see you guys taking both, getting both. But who knows? Especially if you get Tarasenko's contract out of the way. I hope they do take Suggs. That's who I really want. That's in the end. That's who I want the. That's who I want the Raptors to go with. I think he's a really good player. I think he has a lot of upside. I like Scotty Barnes, just not at the fourth pick. I think when you have a chance to take Suggs, I don't think you could pass up on him. Jared, that's a good question. I think obviously I think Owen Power goes number one. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's much. I think that's pretty obvious in my opinion. I think that's the route they go there. And then number two, I think Seattle goes Beniers. I think he's terrific. Obviously a centerman. So I'm going to go with him there, and then I'm going to go with Dylan Guenther from Edmonton, the winger for Anaheim. That's what I see happening, and then I think the Hughes brothers. I think they go with Luke Hughes at number 4 for the Devils. I think they match those Hughes brothers up there. That would be pretty cool. So that's my top 3 for tonight. What do you think, Jared? What do you think is your top 3? I would think most people got Power going number 1. He's obviously, I mean, just fantastic. He's a one of a kind player. So I don't know how Buffalo passes up on him, but they have done some silly things in the past. Yeah, that is a possibility. It is a possibility. But we'll see. We'll find out in about 2.5 to 3 hours. What the number 3 pick is. I would say 2 hours and 40 minutes or so. Jared, if you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you drop a sub. We're trying to grow the channel as much as we possibly can, and I appreciate all the support. Come out with lots of hockey videos, lots of basketball, baseball, and of course football, as you can see with the Saquon Barkley profile picture. So consider subscribing. I do appreciate all the support. And I'm excited for the draft and all the trade rumors that have gone down pretty crazy. All the free agency rumors. It's all going to be interesting. And of course, Wednesday is when free agency opens up. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of rumors going on, especially on the mid-tier guys. We're not hearing too much on guys like Hamilton and Landeskog. That's a tough question. I don't know if I'd be able to answer that. I'm not sure. Who do you think? If the Leafs retain 50% and added a first, I would give Tarasenko. If the Leafs retain 50% salary. You mean if St. Louis retained 50% salary? I'm not sure what you're trying to say here. So if the Leafs retained 50% salary and added a first, I would give Tarasenko. Who would we be retaining? Jared, who's your favorite team in the NHL? Yeah, he could be. Another name. Another name. I forget his name. Give me a second. That I really really like. Give me 1 sec. Let me find his name. Calgary fan. Nice. Yeah, you guys had a tough year. So that was a tough year. Hopefully you guys can kind of turn the page. I know you guys there's a lot of rumors there with Monahan and all those guys. potentially being traded. Goudreau, he had a tough year. We'll see what happens with you guys. Carson Lambos, I think he could be the biggest deal of the draft. I'm really, really high on him. I like him a lot. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I think he's a really good player, and he could be the biggest deal for me in the draft. Very tough year on paper. They're pretty good. Yeah, they are. They've had a couple good years. I think. I was really high on you guys going in, especially with the Markstrom deal, and then I think you guys kind of just fell off there. I'm not sure what happened. So it was tough for you guys, but we'll see moving forward what you guys will be able to do. Biggest fall in the first round. That's a good question. I think Atu Ratty, I think, is going to fall a lot further than people think. I think a lot of people think he's going to go, between kind of 17 and 22, that kind of range. I think he's actually going to fall as far as 26, 27 range. But we'll see if the Crafts retained the Kraken. If the Crafts retain 50% of Mariners contract, Mariners. If the Leafs retained 50% of Marner's contract and threw in a first, I would give Tarasenko. I'm not doing that. I'm not even doing it straight up. I'm not even doing it if you guys retain 50% of Tarasenko and we gave you Marner. So the Blues could get Lambos and Ratty. Yeah, you could. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an exciting draft, I think. And I think there's going to be a lot of trades, especially with the expansion team. I think Seattle's going to be an active team. Maybe try and pick up another first-round pick. So we'll see. I think he does, Jared. I think he does get traded tonight. Honestly, I think Buffalo's trying to get as much as they possibly can. I really do. I think they're going to try and get as many picks as they can, especially tonight, to get Eichel. So I do think in the end he ends up getting traded. And the team is tough, but Minnesota has 2 firsts tonight. So I think that could be a good possibility. Ryan Hickey says Carey Price to the Chicago Blackhawks. I doubt it. I don't think Carey Price leaving Montreal. Or do you think Tarasenko gets traded? That's a good question. I don't know if there's a lot of teams that really want him right now. I mean, I thought Seattle would pick him up. I thought that was pretty the obvious pick. They didn't want him. Not sure why. I guess his contract and the injuries coming off of, but a lot of their picks were questionable. So, we'll see. I think Eichel is going to Anaheim or New York Rangers. Yeah, especially after the Buchnevich move. I think there's an even higher possibility Eichel goes to the Rangers. I think that move kind of left a lot of doors open, and it caught some interest. So it'll be interesting to see. But in the end, I think Eichel gets dealt tonight. Where, I don't know exactly where, but I think he does end up going. Cleared some cap. Yeah, they did. So that's why. And they still got a pretty good player in Sammy Blais. So we'll see. And they got a second round pick, which could be flipped too in an Eichel trade. But the haul they're going to get back for Eichel is interesting. Especially, I mean, they're just stocking up on picks with the Ristolainen trade. So we'll see. Philly is not doing a good job so far, in my opinion. See, this is tough. I think I really, really like the Ryan Ellis trade. I think Nolan Patrick was just, never going to pan out in Philadelphia. I think he needed a new home. Ryan Ellis is fantastic. And I really, really like Ristolainen. And in the end, it could pay off. I just think they gave up quite a bit. But, it's a deal that could, in the end, work out. So, I think it's pretty. I think it's too early to say right now. A lot of people kind of jumped the gun and said like, "Wow, they gave up a lot," but at the end of the day, Ristolainen is a good defenseman, and he was in a shitty situation over in Buffalo. So, we'll see what could happen. I could definitely see it end up working out for Philly though. So we'll see. Are any of you guys sports card collectors? Do you guys collect sports cards? Because I buy, sell, trade sports cards. So if you guys are interested in that, we could work out some deals. That would be pretty cool. Let me know if any of you guys collect sports cards or are interested in buying them. Got a Gretzky rookie card. Nice. Yeah, depending on the brand, those things sell for a lot of money, especially if it's in good condition. But are you interested in buying cards right now, or are you just you have a couple cards? Because I'll if you're a collector, I'll give you a pretty good deal for something. So let me know. Card market has shot up insanely in the last little while, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people started to get into card collecting, so it's a big market right now. Jared, Rickard Rakell, second overall pick, and Josh. They don't have the second overall pick. They have the third overall pick. That's pretty even. I mean, I think both sides may say yes to that. I mean, that is a good trade on both ends. So, what are you looking to buy? I'm looking to buy and sell. I'm buying autographs for football, hockey, basketball, baseball, and then rookie cards, obviously. So, if you have any and are interested, go in one of my video descriptions and check out my eBay store if you want to buy. And my Instagram's in there, so DM me or even go in the About section of my channel. And then if you go to the About section, I have my Instagram, 1cent_auctions. You could DM me there, and we can work out a deal if you want to buy, or if you want to sell, or even trade. Just have them laying around. You don't collect cards. Yeah, that's all right. If you get into buying, let me know. Yeah, Jared, that's a pretty interesting deal. You have tons of rookies and autos. Cool. DM me 1 cent underscore auctions Instagram. DM me there, and we can maybe work something out. Rusty, thank you. What do you think about the Jared? What do you think about this? Who do you think says no here? I mean, I think that's pretty darn even. Um, I just don't know if it makes sense for Anaheim to do that. I don't really think they're a team that is a win now team. Um, and for Buffalo, I would try and get some, more of a prospect other than Rickard Rakell or even draft picks. My most valuable thing I own is a signed Blues Gretzky jersey. Yeah, that is a pretty nice thing. It's a pretty nice jersey. Your rookie card might be worth more, depending on what brand and what the conditions like. But that jersey's pretty sweet. I think it's pretty even. That is true too. They aren't in win now mode. Yeah, I mean, for a team like the Rangers, it makes complete sense. But for Anaheim to make that move, I just don't think. I think they're still years away, 2 years away at least for me. They have a lot of young pieces. They're still learning, and I think Eichel is going to go to more of a contender. I think the Wild are more of a contender. I think the Rangers are more of a contender. So it's interesting, but I think there's a lot of teams that could be in play for Eichel. But for me right now, I think the front runner is Minnesota because of the amount of draft capital they have. They've been rumored to be in on Eichel. So we'll see. It could be interesting. Some really interesting news is Kirill Kaprizov. He might not be coming back to the NHL. That's interesting. News on Carey Price. He underwent knee surgery on Friday and is expected to be ready for the start of the 2021-2022 season. So there's some news for Montreal Canadian fans. Good news. Price is going to be ready for the beginning of the year, which shows how poor how poor of a job Seattle did. I mean, when you see a goalie like that, I don't care if the guy's making $15 million. He's Carey Price. He just carried a team to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, I don't see how you could pass up on him, but they did, and maybe they'll regret it later. Maybe they won't. So we'll see. He also saw a specialist for a hip, but it was determined he did not need surgery for Carey Price on the hip. So lots of news coming out on Price now with his injury, and he's supposed to be ready for the beginning of the regular season. Anybody in here, if you are new to the channel, please leave a like on the stream, subscribe if you guys are new. Come out with a ton of videos, NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, lots of videos on a near daily basis. So you guys won't be disappointed if you subscribe. You have nothing to lose. It's totally free. Leave a sub. Give me a shot. And let me know what you think about the draft tonight, the trades that went down, the free agency rumors. Talk about anything, any sport. What's Quinton Byfield going to be? I think he's going to be close to a bust, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a bust. If you want to know my complete, honest opinion, I think there were a few guys like Tim Stützle. I think he would have been a better pick, but it's easier to look now and Say what a team did wrong. Are you going live for the NBA draft? I could, maybe. What do you guys want me to do? You don't think he'll be a bust? Yeah, he might not be a bust. I think, I don't know if he was worthy for the number 2 pick. JPO, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And let me know who you think the Toronto Raptors are going with at number 4 for the NBA draft. That's my team. Curious to know other opinions. Could Toronto trade for Cade? I don't think they do. If anything, if they do make a trade, I think it's going to be backward for Scotty Barnes. If they do end up trading, but I hope they stay put at number 4 and go with Jalen Suggs. But like I said, please subscribe to the channel. I come out with a ton of videos, lots of Raptors content. I'm going to be coming out with a bunch of videos, bunch of rumors leading up to the draft and free agency and the season. So, obviously, give me a shot and let me know what you think. Kako, 16th overall pick in Condra Mill for Eichel. That's I think they would need to add in an extra pick or two, but you're going along the right path there. That could be something. I think it would make the most sense for the Rangers of every team. I think it would make the most sense for them to make a move for Eichel. I shouldn't say of all the teams, but all the teams rumored to be in on him. I know the price is going to be steep for him. Yeah, it is. I mean, one thing to look out for is that he's coming off an injury, right? So you gotta kind of be cautious. So who knows? Let's see. I think Mobley and Cade are elite players and great fit for the Raptors. Maybe those teams ahead of them would like Suggs or Green. Maybe. I think Cade is going number 1. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, then after that, it was a toss-up. I don't think Mobley gets to them, but who knows? I collect cards and will be willing to buy. Awesome. DM me then on Instagram, 1cent_auctions, and we could work out a deal there. And yeah, anybody that's interested in buying cards, selling cards, drop a follow and DM me on 1cent_auctions on Instagram. All right, Al. Sounds good. Sounds good. If anybody in here is new to the channel, please subscribe for a ton of sports content. Like the stream. It really helps out, and I really do appreciate it. Exciting times for sports, NBA, NHL. We're getting to that, good part of the off season. NFL, we're almost there. MLB, we're approaching the postseason, so it should be a fun finish right to the end. But first and foremost tonight is the NHL draft. JPO, to get back to your comment here, I'm definitely going to be live that day. I'm going to try my very, very best to be live the day of the draft at some point in the day to talk about any rumors. It might be tough to do it that day of, like, during the draft, but maybe. But look out for me that day of the draft and the day after. Toronto actually likes Josh Giddey. They were in Australia, quarantine for him 2 months, and were in his scrimmage in Vegas last week. Maybe they trade down for Barnes or Kuminga and him pick 5 and 8. I think it's interesting because the Raptors are, they seem to be rumored in on a lot of players that are supposed to go, in the higher of the top 10. So Masai is always gone in his career with the Bold. So it's interesting. Definitely interesting. So we'll see, but we'll see what ends up happening. I think it's going to be interesting though, all the way to the end. Who knows? We have also two second round picks, right? Which we haven't had so many picks in previous drafts. So it's obviously very, very good to have as many picks as we do right now. A guy I really like, in the second round, if he gets there, is Luke Garza. I really, really like that prospect. I think he would be really well on the Raptors. But who knows? The latest report is them wanting Mobley at 3, trading one spot along with the Magic and maybe Thunder from the Cavs, which would be a steal as Mobley is the second best player. Yeah, but Mobley's got to get to number 3, right? So it's speculation right now. We don't know exactly what the Raptors are thinking. Like, these are all rumors. I'd be really happy if we got Mobley, but you never know. As for the Ekman Larson and Garland trade, the trade call with the league has been completed, according to Pierre LeBrun. So that trade is official. And it has been passed by the league. So big blockbuster there. Anyone that's new in the stream right now, please drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. Would you be surprised if the Raptors traded for Damian Lillard or Cade Cunningham, the biggest superstar in the market or the biggest prospect in years? I think it's a lot more likely we trade for Damian Lillard. I can't see us getting Cade Cunningham. But I think Lillard is a possibility. I still think it's unlikely, but who knows? We're less than 2 hours away from the start of the NHL draft. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Who's going to go first? I believe it's Owen Power to the Buffalo Sabres. Is Power really going first, or could it be a smokescreen and be Hughes or the other Michigan guy? No, I mean, Powers is just by far, to me, he's by far the best player in the draft. I don't think it's really much of a debate. I think it's Power going first. I think he really, really is going first. But we've seen crazy things. I think Hughes ends up going number 4, Luke Hughes, to be teammates with his brother in New Jersey. That would be pretty cool, him and Jack Hughes. But who knows? Brandon, who should the Kraken take? I think they are going to go Matthew Benier from Michigan. I think that's the route they take. I think, especially because of how they attacked the expansion draft, I think they really, really went D first. They kind of took that approach, and Benier is a center, so I think that's the road they take. I think they should, but who knows? It all depends. Yeah, are you a Kraken fan, Brandon, or what team are you a fan of? And if you are new, please drop a sub. Was Hughes ever projected as high as 1 or 2 like his brother? I saw an article early in the year before his injury, and he was number 1. See, I think for me it was always Power. He was always the best player for me in the draft. Sounds good, Brandon. Drop a sub if you are interested. Come out with tons of content. I'm coming out with a Kraken video to kind of react to their expansion. New Kraken and hockey fan. Sounds good. But gang time. I think Power was always for me number 1. He just is the best to me. Hughes could have been number 2, definitely, but I think with the route that's the Kraken took in the expansion and the way the Ducks are set up on D, I don't know. Most teams take centers to start their franchise in ball and hockey. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's early in the draft, it's a weird draft, that's for sure, because there very well could be 3 of the top 4 picks. They could end up as defensemen. The Ducks could go with Simon Edmondson from Frölunda. I think New Jersey is going Luke Hughes. I think that's pretty obvious there. Clark, who's supposed to be a top 10 pick, is another defenseman. So there's a ton of ways that they could go. But one thing is that there's a ton of Michigan players that are going to go in the top 10. I think there's like 3 or 4. So that's very interesting. They're having they had a good year for prospects. Anybody that's new to the channel, please subscribe for tons of content. And please like the stream. I really appreciate it if you guys would do that. It really helps out the channel. Do you think Beignet could be first at any point? It's like RJ Barrett and Zion teammates were both good. Yeah, I can't see it. I just don't think that's. I just don't think that's the way to go. I think Power, like I said, I think Power is the best player in the draft. Buffalo has made some questionable moves in the past. I think the Taylor Hall trade was questionable, but I don't think they screw up here. Who was the original first prospect in this 2021 hockey class again? They fell off boards. I don't know if you're asking me to remind you of a guy. It might have been Luke Hughes. You're probably thinking of Luke Hughes. He was rumored. If any of you guys are into collecting sports cards, I have tons of cards for sale. I also buy. I would make a trade if you guys are interested. Let me know right here in the chat if you are interested in buying, selling, or trading sports cards, and then I'll direct you from there where to go to get in contact with me to make a deal. And if you are new, I have some starter cards that you guys might be interested in. So let me know. Hughes was first like his brother, really. Yeah, Luke Hughes he may have been, yes. He may have been. I know for sure he was top 2 at one point. He might have been number 1, yeah. Is next year's draft going to be a better class than this year's class? See, that's a very, very difficult question. I mean, I think this year's is tough to kind of, not really determine, but I think it's hard to evaluate this class because of the pandemic. We didn't, get to watch too much about other players and other teams. So it's interesting, but I think next year's class has a good chance to be better than this year's class, but who knows? Could I get the 1 cent card? On eBay, I would say probably 90% of my auctions start at 1 cent. So if you want to bid on them and win them for 1 cent, there is shipping fees, but they do start at a base price of 1 cent. That's where I got the 1 cent auctions name. But if you are interested in buying, selling, or trading sports cards, let me know. And we could work out a deal. No, Brandon, I'm interested in all cards. I sell all cards. Hockey, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, all of them. I'm interested in buying. I'm interested in selling, and maybe even a trade. But if you want to buy, let me know, and we could work something out. Really want to interact more with you guys, more than just on YouTube. So, let me know. I feel like making deals that way is a good way of interacting, and let me know if you're interested. Yeah, Brandon. So if you are interested, on Instagram, DM me at 1 cent _ auctions. If you go to the about section of my channel, you could find the title of my handle there. So let me know. And I appreciate everyone's support. And continue to shoot me questions, comments in the live chat. Yeah, I do, Brandon. I'll put that right now in the chat for you. There you go. Let me know. Leave me an email. Yeah, no problem. Leave me an email if you want to buy. I could send you pictures from there. The Raps 2 seconds they could take Habit, Jones, and yeah, I like those guys as well. But for me, Luke Garza is the number one guy in the second round if he gets to that point. What's up, Adam? It's been a while, buddy. I do have Twitter. Again, go in the about section of the channel, and it's in there. Lucas88A88. So it's right in there. And you can drop a follow there. You can contact me there. That's so cool. Oh, nice, buddy. Where did you go? For the hockey fans out there, Peter Mrazek will leave the door open to Carolina, but his agent just told Pierre LeBrun all signs pointing to his client hitting the market on Wednesday. So pretty good goalie is going to hit the open market on Wednesday. Nice. Florida's probably the best vacation spot in the States. Love Florida. Nice. Cool. It's almost football season, man. I'm excited. Adam, if you collect sports cards, if you want to buy, if you want to sell me some, let me know, and I can let you know where to go. Top of game. I got you there. I believe that's JPO. Thanks for the follow. Could this get K'd? Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That could get K'd. But we can't trade back-to-back years of first-round picks. And I wouldn't do that either. I mean, I don't see the point of that trade. I mean, if you're really that high on Kate, I guess. But, I mean, I think that there's better routes. I think Jalen Suggs is really, really good. But, who knows what the Raptors have in mind. Anything new in sports lately? I mean, not a crazy amount. But there are a couple of things. For Leaf fans, Toronto and Edmonton will work on compensation agreement for Hyman. I don't believe the Oilers are interested in giving up more than a late round draft pick. Oilers seem fine with a 7 or 8 year agreement. So it looks like Hyman is off to Edmonton. Just a matter of seeing whether or not it'll be a sign and trade. Edmonton's being really hard headed. I mean, they gave up a ridiculous amount for Keith, and now for Hyman they're not. So not sure what Ken Holland is thinking there, but they're driving themselves into the ground. Hyman is, they're going to give him way too much money. And in my opinion, I don't think he's a guy worthy of a 7 or 8-year deal. But that's just me. If any of you guys are interested in a fantasy football, Adam Jafar setting me up with a league with his buddies. I'm joining his, so that's pretty cool. But if you guys want to do something, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. You can find all my social media handles in the about section of my channel. If you guys are interested in doing one, we can definitely work something out. I'd be interested in doing it. We could even do it with money. Everybody chips in $10-$20. That would be cool. You heard the Kyle DeMar Lakers stuff, probably fake. I did hear about it. And I was asked about it before. I mean, I just don't see how both those guys take significant pay cuts. It's possible, but I think it's unlikely. I think it's just they're trying to just fire everything at the media, or the media's trying to fire everything out there, and see what sticks. But maybe one of them, but I can't see both. And for the Raptors, I think we're gonna end up signing and trading Lowry. I don't know where, but the Lakers just don't have too much that they can give us. So who knows? We'll stay live, guys, for probably another 10 or so minutes, and then get ready for the draft, eat, do all that stuff. But fire in your last minute questions, comments. Let me know if you're interested in buying or selling sports cards. And as always, please subscribe if you're new and like the stream. Any star or superstar the Raptors can trade for. I think they have one of the best Dame packages with pick 4, Fred, Boucher, Flynn, and future picks. Yeah, I mean, they do definitely, but I mean, do you want to like get rid of all of that? Like at the end of the day, you have to think: does Dame make you instant title contenders if you get rid of all that? I mean, you're risking your future for a guy who might not be that final piece for us right now. So it's definitely interesting. I think it's a possibility we get a big name this offseason, but I think they're going to try and stay the course. And Masai Ujiri, obviously, his contract, everything with that is, that's the first most important thing right now. I think Dame, Trent, OG, Siakam, Turner is a contender. Yeah, it is. But you need a bench, and you need to be able to get Miles Turner. So it's tough. Yeah, that is scary. If you get Dame, Lowry instantly will want to stay. But again, that's a lot of sacrifice. So at the end of the day, do the Raptors really want to do that for a small window? You know, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Gang time. Are you interested in basketball cards? Are you interested in buying basketball cards or any other sports cards? I'll be able to string you a pretty good deal together if you are interested. You are interested, gang time? All right. Drop your Instagram handle right in the chat, and then I'll reach out to you. So leave it in the chat. And then when you get a DM from this guy, check it out. Sounds good, gang time. I'm going to follow you right now and DM you. And then we can get a conversation started and I'll give you a nice deal. All right, I just gave you a DM. Let me know when you get it, or just reply to it, and we could start a convo there. But anybody else still in here? Just ask your final questions before I close it out. If there's any new viewers in here, please subscribe. And if you haven't already liked the stream, please do that as well. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. Football news, Dak Prescott wants to play in preseason. He says he's hoping to get some reps before it's real. So Dak Prescott is aiming to be back with the Cowboys soon, which is interesting. We'll see if he'll be ready. Gang time, did you get the DM on Instagram? I'll be live for another 5 or so minutes. Any last minute thoughts, questions, let me know. Put it in the chat. If you're new, subscribe. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do that. And let me know if you're interested in buying or selling sports cards. All right, guys, I am going to start to close it out. It was a good stream. I appreciate everyone for joining. I appreciate everyone's support. I'm going to be, active. It's going to be a very active part of the offseason for NHL and NBA. Football season is getting here. So I'm going to have a ton of videos out. I'm going to be doing a couple streams in the next few weeks, hopefully. So continue to look out for me. Look out for videos. Please like the videos. Please like the streams. Please subscribe if you guys are new and haven't already done so. And if you guys are interested in sports cards, like I've said multiple times, I am buying, I am selling. So let me know and we could work out a deal. DM me or check my eBay and DM me on Instagram at 1cent_auctions. Check out the about section of my channel. All my handles are in there. So yeah, enjoy tonight's draft for the NHL. Enjoy free agency. Enjoy the NBA draft. Videos out, tons of videos out. So thank you everyone for joining. Please like, please subscribe. Please DM me at 1cent_auctions for sports cards. I appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys all again very, very soon. See you guys.